On this video, I would like to do a pre-Christmas meditation looking at the Greek text, the Hebrew text, and the Latin text. And what I'd like to do is go through each verse, looking at the different languages, making grammatical comments, and then some general applicational or interpretive comments. So we stopped last time at verse 16, and I'll pick it up there. We're looking at how Jesus is the Good Shepherd and how he knows his own sheep, and as the Father knows him, he knows the Father and lays down his soul or life on behalf of the sheep. So we pick it up at verse 16 then, and I'll be reading it in the Greek and then going on to talk about the grammatical analysis of the languages. So it reads, Kaiala prabata echo ha uk estin ektes aules tautes, kakena de me agagen, kaites phones mu e kususin kai genesantai mia poimne es poimen. Es poimen. So basically, it reads, and other sheep I am having which are not of this fold. Also these it is necessary for me to lead, and they shall hear my voice, and they shall become one flock and one shepherd. Echo, I am having other sheep, is simply your present indicative active first person singular from echo, which are not of this fold. Estin is your present indicative active third person plural from me. Even these, it is necessary to agagen. Agagen is from ago. It's an aorist infinitive active, to lead, and they shall hear my voice. Akususin is your future indicative active third person plural from akuo, and they shall become one flock and one shepherd. Kai genesantai from genomai, future indicative middle, third person plural from genomai. And then looking at the Hebrew text, it reads, Vetson acherot yesh li asher einan min hamikla hazot, va'alai lenahel gam otan, tetishmana koli, v'haya eder achad, v'ro'eh achad. And other sheep there is to me, which they are not from this flock, and by me to lead indeed them. In other words, by me it is that I am to lead them, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. The Hebrew here, as we look at it a little bit here, and there are other sheep, they are not from this fold, and by me to lead out. Lenahel is your PL infinitive, active infinitive, or infinitive construct, I should say, from nahal, to lead. Indeed, them, and they shall hear from shama. It is your future cal imperfect, I should say, third feminine singular from shama. So they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. The ru'eh is the cow active, or the cow participle masculine singular from ra'ah. The Latin reads in this verse, et alias oes habeo, qua non sunt ex hoc ovili, et illas apportet me aducere, et vocem meam adient, et fiant unus grex, unus pastor. Again, there are other sheep, or I have other sheep, which are not of this fold. It is necessary for me to lead them out, and they will hear my voice, and there will be one flock and one shepherd, one pastor. Habeo is just your present indicative active first person singular from habere, or habeo is the first person, which are not of this flock, and it is necessary them for me to lead out. Aducere is your infinitive, to lead out, and they will hear my voice. Adient is from adio. It's the future indicative active third person plural from adio. They will hear my voice, and there will be one flock and one pastor, or one shepherd. They will become, I should say, another future indicative active third person plural. So then going back, what I think the text is implying here or saying, there will be not just the Jewish disciples, but us as Gentiles as well will be part of the Lord's flock. What a beautiful thought. And he leads us in and out to find pasture. He is the shepherd of both Jew and Gentile who accept Jesus as Lord and Savior. Then we move on to the next verse, verse 17. Dia tuta meha pater agapa, hate ego tithe ten psuchenmu, hina palin labo altain. On account of this, the Father loves me, because I lay down my life in order that I might take it again. On account of this, the Father, agapa, is your present indicative active third person singular from agapao. On account of this, the Father, he loves, because he loves me, because I lay down. Tithemi is your present indicative active first person singular from tithemi. I lay down my life in order that hina is giving a result or a purpose clause here, in order that I might take it or receive it. Labo is your aorist subjunctive first person singular from lambano, that I might receive it or take it. And the Hebrew of verse 17 then reads, Al Cain, therefore, Al Kain ohev oti avi, ki et nafshi etain lema'an ashu ve'ekahecha. That is, wherefore my Father loves me because my life I give, in order that I might return and that I might take it. Here we have ohev, your cow participle masculine singular from ahav, to love. Wherefore my Father loves me, for my life etain, I will give. From Natan, it is the future, it is actually a cow imperfect, a first person singular from Natan. A pay noon verb, entain becoming etain, where the noon by progressive assimilation has gone into the tav. I lay down my life and I give in order that I give my life in order that I might return. Ashuv is from the middle weak verb shuv, cow imperfect, first common singular from shuv, and I might take it. Ekaheha is from the root lakach. It's a cow imperfect, first person singular from lakach, followed by the pronominal suffix, third feminine singular in the ha, that I might then take it. I lay it down that I might receive it or take it back. And the Latin then of that verse reads, pro, proteria me pater diligit, quia ego pono animam meam, ut iterum summam eam. That is, on account of this, the Father loves me. Present indicative active and the verb diligit. The Father loves me because I lay down, ego pono, from ponere, present indicative active, first person singular. I lay down my life. And in order that, again, I might take it, that I might receive it, or that I might take it again. A subjunctive from sum, that I might take it again. Then we move to verse 18, going back to the Greek text of verse 18. It reads, Udeis aire autein ap emu, al ego tithemi autein ap autu, or hemautu, exousian echo thenai autein, kai exousian echo palin labain autein. Tautein tain intalein, elavan paratu patrasmu. That is, no one is taking it from me. That is my life. Notice ire is your present indicative active third person singular from iro, but I lay it down from myself. I is emphatic here. Ego, tithemi is your present indicative active first person singular from tithemi, and I have authority. Echo, exousian, echo thenai autein. I have authority to place it, or to place it, to give it. Notice thenai is from tithemi, and it is your aorist infinitive, active infinitive from tithemi, and exousian echo palin labain autein. And I am having authority again to receive it. Labain is your aorist active infinitive from lambano, This commandment, elaven, tautain, tain, intalain, elavan, this commandment I received from my Father. Elavan is your aorist indicative active first person singular from lambano. So Jesus is saying, I am just laying down my life and I have the power to lay it down and I have the power to take it up again. And reading in verse 18 in the Hebrew, Ish lo yekachena me'iti ki im ani me'atzmi etanena yesh biyadi לתת אותה ובידי לשוב לקחת את המצווה הזאת לקחתי מעם אבי. So the Hebrew then reads, no man takes it from me. Yekachena is from lakach, to take. No one takes it from me. It is a cow imperfect, a third masculine singular from lakach, followed by the the pronominal suffix, third feminine singular. So no one takes it. Notice the dogish in the kov is because of the lamed by progressive assimilation having gone into it. Yokah become yikah, where the lamed has assimilated into the kov. From me, but I from myself, me atzmi etanena, I give it, or I place it, I give it in sacrifice. Etanena is from natan, it's the cow imperfect, first person singular from natan, a pay noon verb where the noon has assimilated into the tav. Entanena becoming itanena with the doggish forte in the tav. En is a hinge, and na, I give it, is simply your pronominal suffix, third feminine singular, referring back to life. I give it. There is in my hand, literally, there is power within me, a Hebrew idiomatic way of saying, I have the power. So there is in my hand, latet ota, to take it. This is from natan. It's a infinitive construct from natan. So I have authority, a cow infinitive construct, to take. There is to actually take it, ota, and uveyadi, it is in my hand or my power, lashuv, to return. Lashuv is another cow infinitive construct from shuv, to return, and to take it. Lekach, lekachta, here we have lekach, is the verb to take, another cow infinitive construct followed by the pronominal suffix third feminine singular, referring back to his life. I have the authority to take it back. Et ha-mitzvah hazot, this commandment, lakakti me'im avi, I have received from my Father. Lakakti is from lakach, it's the cow, perfect first common singular from lakach. And so, again, I have the authority to lay it down. I have the authority to take it back, Jesus is saying. And then looking at the Latin, nemo tolet eum a me, no one takes it from me, sed ego pono eum a mipso, but I place it from myself. Pono is just your present indicative active first person singular. I place it. I have power. Uh, pate, Potestatem habeo panendi. I have power of placing it, and potestatem, power I am having, iterum sumendi eum, and I have power again to take it back again, or to receive it again. Hoc mandatum accepi a patri meo. This commandment I have received from my Father. And so, what Jesus is teaching in this great text that helps us to understand Christmas as to why he came into the world as the God man. He came into the world to lay down his life for the sheep and other sheep he has, which basically includes Gentiles. And he lays down his life for us as Gentiles through our faith in Christ and leads us, it says, and those other sheep, the Jew and the Gentiles now, will hear his voice, and they will become one flock and one shepherd. What a beautiful picture. One flock. And whether Jew or Gentile, Paul will describe that later in the book of Ephesians. We have become one new man in Jesus Christ. And I think there's an application here that often the church is so divided, not only between Jewish believers and Gentile believers, but between believers, whatever. There's such division often. And the Lord wants to create, and is in the business of creating one flock and one shepherd. And so, one of the things we need to work for is hastening to keep the unity of the Spirit, which the Lord has created by laying down his life and taking it back again. This shows again that his death was voluntary and he was willing to die on the cross to make us his sheep and have a relationship with him. And so I'm reminded of John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. And yet, it was Jesus who, in obedience to the Father, said, not my will, but yours be done, Lord. But he laid it down voluntarily. So we have a great work of the Father and the Son in bringing salvation to all who will believe in him and become part of his flock.